So it's recording now, so it's recording my voice. And so I'll say, hey, this is Jeff Wilson, absolute legend. This is Solon, absolute legend. And this is me in the middle. How lucky am I? We are on the Sea Adventurer, and it is an amazing ship. Solon, how long have you been on this ship?
This year I've been on the ship for about 4 months, and I worked on it for the first time just a number of years ago. It's one of my favorites because it meets seaworthiness with the capacity to push through ice.
Awesome. And is this, Jeff, is this one of yours, or is this one of yours, Solon?
Yeah, that'd be Solon sea ice. The winter ice extent.
Yeah, right. So that's what happens in winter. All this ice forms and the continent doubles in size. Is that right?
Exactly right.
And so what month would that be in the year?
This particular image was taken by satellite for November.
Okay. Wow. And now only a couple of months ago. Crazy. But we're going down here. I mean, we started here in King George Island. And so we were up here in Chile, somewhere in Punta Arenas. Would you say that's where it is?
Yeah, Precisely.
Okay. So we tried flying down once, and we were almost about to land, and people actually heard our plane down in King George Island.
We did, yeah.
You heard it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
You could hear it through the fog and clouds.
Wow.
It was very eerie, but we knew almost immediately that there wasn't going to be an opportunity to land because the fog had come in so thick within a half an hour of hearing the sound of your plane. And, of course, knowing that there's no other areas to land nearby King George Island and that there's only so much fuel on board, we figured that there'd be about 10 minutes of circling before the window of opportunity was passed.
So, we came and we went back, and then we waited about 50 minutes. And then we flew back in, and both planes were able to land. I got some dramatic footage of the second plane landing because I was on the first plane. And so then we sailed down here. Solon, would you mind drawing a rough line? I'll make the lines thinner, of kind of showing us from where we've come.
Absolutely. Should I use my finger?
Yeah, just use your finger from there, and you can if you like.
Just press and hold?
Yep.
So we sailed south through the Bransfield Strait, in between Trinity Island there on the right, and then coming down into the Gerlache Strait, which is the main thoroughfare of the Antarctic Peninsula. Oops.
Yeah, just do it. You can undo that from
there.
If you just press undo, it undoes those marks. And
nice. Well, that's easy.
Yeah.
And then you take two fingers to move it around.
Yeah,
I'm learning the tool as I'm using it. It's always fun.
Yeah.
So we came down the Gerlache Strait there that you can see, and continued our path south. Oh, wait a minute. No, we didn't do that. We stopped right up here. I'm getting a little turned around here. We went right in there to Portal Point. That's another precise navigational marker there that I've made with the red line.
How beautiful was Portal Point?
A project for the whole class. They wanted to do intellectual property of your good morning.
As long as they add a couple zeros to my paycheck.
That was DC talking about Solon's voice every morning. Everyone is just enthralled to hear him. But more about that later. So we went to Portal Point.
Yeah, we went in here to Portal Point. This red line does a horrible job of depicting it, but one of the features of it that we were really excited to...
Yeah, you can point with this tool.
Oh, nice. And that's right around in here. It's a continental landing, so most of the areas in the Antarctic Peninsula are very difficult to land at because there's sheer ice face or sheer cliffs and bedrock exposed. So you need these very particular places on the peninsula, kind of ramp-like, to be able to come ashore. Oftentimes what that ends up meaning is that the islands are what we can land at because they're deglaciated over the last 1,000 years or so. But this place at Portal Point was one of the continental landings.
All right, excellent. And so have we gone further down from here?
Yeah, so then that evening we came out and went down the Antarctic Peninsula thoroughfare again and made our way south through the Lemaire Channel, which is, again, sort of somewhere around in here. And we ended up taking what's called the inside route to our second objective, which was the Antarctic Circle, which is a pretty big undertaking for any person or ship in the world of travel and exploration. As you make your way farther south, of course, the increase of sea ice, decline of temperature. At this time of year, the days get a little bit longer as well, so the sun was setting after 11 and rising before 3. And as we made our way south, we confronted a pretty big raft of leftover sea ice from when the ocean had been frozen over the wintertime. And this ship, for the reasons why I love it, was able to proceed slowly, pushing through it, not needing to break it, but just pushing through it as it was a little bit diffuse, and proceeding farther south to where we'd hoped to land that morning, which is right down around here, a place called the Fish Islands. And we, at that point, confronted a violent storm that kept us on the ship for the better part of the day, blowing upwards of 65 knots, and we just dropped the anchor and held in position and decided to carry on even farther south.
Right. And so is that the Antarctic Circle line, 663349?
That's exactly right. Yep.
Wow.
How's the numbers going? Boom, boom, boom. The guy who writes code for a living remembers the latitude.
And so where did we cross it?
So I can use this one to draw?
Yeah.
So we came down, again, and as you can't see too well on this particular map, but there are so few soundings as you proceed south. There's very, very particular lines where a ship at this point in history would safely decide to go without moving very slowly using forward-facing sonar, which is also an option. But as we were going for our objective of the circle, we took one of these routes that is known and well-sounded, so we were able to proceed at speed, and we were able to make it to the Antarctic Circle by just before dinner time. And as we made it south, we also came outside of the lee of this island. This island was protecting us from the open sea over this way, which was sending lots of big swell in our direction. And as we came outside of the protection of that, the swell started coming in here and hitting the boat quite hard. We started rocking and rolling, and we were considering trying to do a polar plunge and sort of anointing and celebrating the crossing of the Antarctic Circle by throwing ourselves into the freezing cold water. But the swell was just so significant that we decided it was unsafe, and so we turned around right around here and made our way back up northward.
Right. And then we did the polar plunge.
And then the following morning we did the polar plunge.
Right, wow.
And the water was 2 degrees.
So I've learned forward-facing sonar, never heard that before, and don't know how that works. But I have been up in the bridge where the captain is facing forward with binoculars with such focus and precision, and the others in there. I have no idea what their roles are. I know, Solon, you're the expedition leader. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah.
And thank you so much for looking after us. Everyone just constantly talks about how good this operation is run with yourself and your whole team, and how knowledgeable you all are, and how dedicated you are for conservation and running this the way it should be run. So thank you very much. We haven't spoken with Jeff yet. We'll make another blurt. He's an absolute polar legend. There haven't been many in the world, and I feel very fortunate to be sitting next to him. Welcome to Blurt.
Thank you very much, and a pleasure to be here with both of you as well.
Awesome.